I suppose. Welcome back to the Alexandrian Codex. This is pretty loud. I'm Alex. This is Rimworld. You might recognize it. We played it before to check up on the changes that have been made. Fable 3 not in the Steam store anymore. Oh, is it not? I thought it was. If it's not, then acquiring it will become... It doesn't seem to be. Might have to buy it from a different provider. Ugh. So streaming that... Do I have a discontinued game? You might. I know I have one or two of those on Steam. So, my favorite way to play this game. Hold up. Let's get some mods on here, because Rimworld is best played with mods. Megafauna's pretty fun. It adds more creatures. What's not fun about that? Hugs lib library makes other mods work. Efficient light makes light bulbs work better. Expanded prosthetics and organ engineering adds cool implants. Prepare carefully lets you prepare carefully. Prepare landing lets you pick your landing. Gonna restart the game automatically, and then we are gonna start. I should probably put the mods in the description. Oh, modded Rimworld for an hour, I guess. Just fucking A+ stream title. Dino's limbs could hardly become... You say the dino limbs could hardly... Oh, well this isn't how it appears in game. It will have nubs. It's Rimworld. They'll have nubs. They don't have arms and legs. That's how this works. I like Rich Explorer. I'm not gonna edit the scenario. I'm gonna play on Cassandra, Classic. Let's do that. Sure, that's fine. Prepare carefully lets you, instead of trying to eyeball a landing site, lets you plug in a bunch of things for where you want to land. For example, I want to be in a temperate forest, in the mountains. I'd love for there to be a ancient asphalt highway. Yeah, didn't find any. So, any mountains? None. Okay, come on. Wow, okay, that one's not helpful at all. I made a very small planet, so that's playing against me here. Temperate forest? Okay, temperate forest in hills. Find me that. Wow, that is a lot of them. Nope. Nope, none of those. Give me a river? No river. Give me a large river? Game, you are killing me here. Oh no, there are. Average temperature. These are all fucking freezing. No. Any. Average temperature. Alright, you know what? This is... It's fine. It's fine. I'm gonna eyeball it. This is huge river, sandstone, and slate is garbage. I want marble and granite. There's that. Average temperature. Great. Summer's a little hot. This is temperate forest. It doesn't have the hills. Okay. Only requirement is they be capable of everything and not be sick. Yeah, they're not great. We'll go for it. A lot of Rimworld, you can be super picky and design your people, and I like to, but it's also fun to roll with the punches. Okay. Unrestrict all this stuff so we can pick it up. We start out with a Labrador. It's nice because Labradors can haul and carry stuff. So they're not actually worthless. Like so many other pets in the game. Where do I want to call home? This is a big fucking map. Oh, this is new. This is something added by the game, Short-Faced Bear. So see, they're still nubby. Buffalo would be cool. Rich soil. Something with rich soil near-ish a thermal vent. Okay, that's rich soil, that's a thermal vent. We only are building for one, for me, at this point, so it's just gonna be a huge pain in the ass to haul that all that way. All that way. But let's give that a shot. Make it 9x9, dump everything there, work. Yeah, do everything at this point. Furniture, we'll put down a sleeping spot right there. And now we start turning this on, because it's going to take a hot minute. It's going to take a long time. Make this corn. Corn you can eat raw, which is part of why I'm going for it. Oh, good God. Snappy, you are not great at growing, huh? Nope, and you're not really all that enthusiastic about it either. So this is a slower start than the traditional 3 survivor start. It's totally fair. Look at how many rat friends you have. Yeah, I'm not crazy about that. Starting out by planting crops might not have been the best thing. They'll grow more quickly, we'll have our food supply secure that way, but also our food isn't being very protected right now. Typically it's a better idea to wall off where you are storing your food so that you can store the food supplies that you come with and then start growing. But c'est la vie. It's fine. Cancel that. Put a door there. That's your home now. It's not that great, but that's your home. Jesus. Yeah, you were right. There are all kinds of rats and squirrels in here. I'm playing this on speed 3, which is the fastest it can go. You can pause the game, you can have it on speed 1, speed 2, and speed 3, but just because so much of what I'm doing right now is just waiting for time to go by, and people to, well, Snappy here, to get work done. There's no reason to wait around, right? Now we have our friend here. I'm gonna tell the dog it's only allowed in the home area, that way it doesn't run off and get itself killed. Many pets in this game I am happy to butcher right off the bat. Labradors are an exception. A, I like Labrador retrievers. B, they're worth keeping because they can be trained to haul food, or haul, which means that they can carry stuff around and actually be worth keeping around and feeding. Yeah, things do kind of jump around a little bit on this speed. You're not wrong. I still find it kind of silly that you associate the kind of jumpy movement with creepy crawly insects, but I can kind of see it. Oh, God, it's so nice to be playing on a Rimworld map that isn't covered in plants. The last Rimworld campaign I quit because it was just so boring. We, yeah, maybe no. Go away. No. Just hold off on that. Maybe fuck off, bear. You do not belong here. Okay, here. And that's why building walls is important, so a bear doesn't end up in your refrigerator. Rimworld stuff. This isn't even a refrigerator. In your storehouse, I guess I could call it. Temperate maps are pretty easy to not starve on. As you're seeing, there are berry bushes that grow all over the place. There is a vast amount of animal life. Starving is not going to be an issue. On a desert map, it's a little harder, still doable. On a tundra map or an ice sheet, then it gets really tricky. But I'm not in this particular campaign for artificial difficulty. It's already going to be hard enough with just one person. I'm gonna restrict the silver and the steel, because what I want the person to do is prioritize moving that food once these walls are done. And the walls are pretty much done, so that's gonna be the priority. We're gonna eventually want to wall in this rich soil and that rich soil into a little outdoor garden area. I say garden, but I really mean like farm. So that we can sustainably eat without having to worry about pests. Now this turkey's inside. I'm not crazy about that. Now it's not. Which tasty animal will you eat first? Well, that turkey, probably. Because it was inside, and if I had let it stay in there, it would have definitely forbid that. It definitely would have gone after our survival meals. Not ideal. A cool thing about this start is you start with Glitter World medicine. Glitter World medicine is the best medicine in the game. I think that's still the case. And you start out with way more food in relation to your population than you would on other difficulties. Now let's free this up, you carry whatever the hell you want. You're gonna want a bed, you're gonna want to build all kinds of stuff, but for now, let's just focus on getting everything in there. I don't think that playing as the, playing in this start, you get all the little drops around the map. You have a visitor. Tribe child from the Grey Vulture Tretro. Tretro? He's named Albio Partridge. And he has stuff to trade. None of it is any good, but we'll probably still trade with him. Just because... well, that's if we get any silver in here. Silver is the currency of the game, not gold like in many games, because silver is a little bit easier to find than gold. So if I had silver in our stockpile here, I could trade with him. Now I could trade with him just using what we have now, but nah. Let's rearrange these. Firefighting is very important, being a patient is very important, being a doctor, very important, bed rest, very important, flicking, uber important. The patches of yellow dots supposed to be flowers. Yep, they are. If you look at the very bottom left hand of the screen, I know it's tiny font on the screen you're looking at, it says what these are. These are dandelions. If I hover over this is a raspberry bush, this is an oak tree, this is rock rubble. Dog's gonna eat your food. It's allowed. It's allowed for the dog to eat the food. Yep. Labradors are worth it because they'll eventually hull. I'm not that mad about it. And we're good on food anyway. This is an excessive amount. Wardening will be important. I'm just making everything into fucking 2s. Fuck. Make these 3s. Make that a 2. Make that a 2. Make that a 2. Make that a 3. Make that a 2, 3, 3. Okay, 4, 4, 4, 4, 4. Would I rather mine or queen? I would rather queen. That's a terrible priority list, but I think it'll be fine for him. Her? Him? Her? Her. Snappy. I'm just gonna... Oh, this is something I should do. Self-tending should be on. Now, normally, for a colonist to get healed, they need to be... The angry erupting gas hole is a steam geyser, which is why I picked this spot. Steam geysers can later have power plants built on them, and they're very, very good. They're one of the only sources of power in the game that reliably provide a fixed amount of power. You'll see there's one down here, one up here, another one up here somewhere? Yeah, right here. And I think there's a couple more. They're really valuable. The other sources of power in the game are less consistent, which makes it very, very good. Also expensive and eats up a lot of space and generates heat, but geothermal power is the shit. Alright, what I wanted to do was say joy hour when you wake up, and when you go to sleep, but the rest of the time is work time. All that silver, Snappy. Now, we're getting pretty close to hauling all this stuff done, and then we can start working on primitive accumulation, which is getting stuff, building stuff, playing the game. This turkey is not refrigerated. Hold up. Turkey. It's fresh, though. Spoils in less than a day. Yeah, I'm gonna build a dumping stockpile outside that will put the rotting corpses in. Don't worry. It will go away. Joy hour does not mean... Well, it can mean having sex, it can mean hanging out with other people, although I think having sex only happens when they go to sleep. It's mostly like time they spend walking or meditating or playing games. It's more innocent. I mean, there's all kinds of not innocent stuff in this game, but that, strangely, is fairly innocent. Now, what do I want? Let's definitely get rid of that. And let's get a decent bed. It won't be amazing, but let's get a half-decent bed. They'll be a little bit happier. So now, production. Butcher table is going to be important. We're going to need food. Let's orient this down here. Butcher table is going to be important. An electric stove will also be important. Let's hook that in there like that, I guess. Now, an electric stove means we will need power of some variety. So to start out with, I'd like to just go with a solar generator. With the solar generator, because it'll only get power when the sun shines, we're going to have to get a battery. Then, we can get our kitchen up and running. Taking drugs, yeah, that's a thing. That can also happen during Joy. What is our drug policy for you? Yeah, no drugs. Because until I can produce our own drugs, I don't want them getting addicted to any, because that's really bad. Because they'll get addicted, then they'll be angry that they don't have drugs, and then they'll be sad or angry. Complaining is really the real problem. Okay, an ascetic priest named Tobias Sweeney calls you from nearby, being chased by pirates from the shotgun moles. He begs for safety and offers to join your colony. He's 27 years old. Now, I'm very picky. I'm very picky when it comes to the colonists I want to allow in and the ones I don't. And this says he's ascetic. Ascetics are displeased by beautiful surroundings and will have their... I'll accept. Just... Sweeney, please don't actually... Fuck. I could let them kill you. You're incapable of violent, caring, social, and firefighting. But honestly, at this point in the game, you can haul, so you're worth keeping. Snappy, if they get here, they can live. Hold that open. Engineer's Town. What do we call this town? Well, clearly, Snappy's Town. What do we call it? Snappy's. Just welcome to Snappy's. If you can run from the pirates all the way up here, you get to live. It's one dude with a steel knife. I'm not very worried. Okay. Sweeney and Snappy. At least their names go well together. Sweeney and Snappy. Let's lay down furniture. Sweeping spot for Sweeney. This is definitely being assigned. Set owner. Snappy. You need to earn your place, Sweeney. Wow, headshot. And you're still going. You did. So tell me, Tomomi, are you worth keeping? You're incapable of firefighting. You're ugly. You're a jogger. And yeah. Yeah, pyromaniac, huh? Rip them. And I kind of want to heal them back up so that their faction will like us more, but that's not gonna... We'll just lay this grave in and start the graveyard. I'm not helping them. Because they're pyromaniac, I definitely do not want to hire them. Or recruit them, because they'll just set shit on fire all the time. Which is like, LOL, so random, but no. No, not worth it. Definitely don't hold that open anymore. Let's get in miscellaneous? No furniture? Let's get an animal sweeping spot in here. This is all horrible organization. I know. We'll get to it. We'll get to it. Fuel, I have enough for this. Components, I have enough for this. So it's just a matter of time, though. Sweetie, you need to have your priorities adjusted. Now, what I like to do is let people focus on things that they're actually passionate about, rather than just what they can do. So you can be decreased there and decreased there. Keep that high. Research is going to be a very low priority for a very long time. Free food for your dog, that's true. Cannibalism tends to make colonists unhappy, but God forbid you tell the Rimworld community not to engage in cannibalism. So what's going on here? Why are you not doing this? Oh, because your schedule hasn't been set. Fight? Oh, right, you can't fight. Just die if something attacks you, I suppose, Sweeney. Joy. Work. Why are you not doing this? Snappy. Construction skill 2L. Oh, that's new! That's very new. What construction skills required? 6. Uh-huh. Cool. It used to be that from the get-go, everybody could build everything, and these construction requirements have been added in over time. That's, I mean, it's irritating, but it's cool. So we have, Snappy has at least a 4. And that means I can build a wind turbine instead. Not exactly what I wanted to go for, but good enough. I want to build this wind turbine. Yeah, that'll be fine. Now, wind turbines do not work if they are blocked by trees or walls or a lot of other things. So we're going to have to cut down these trees in order for this wind turbine to work well. Not a big deal. Sweeney, we should probably think about making you a bed today. Do I feel like building big? Not really. I think I'm just gonna stick everyone in the same barracks together, which, yeah, isn't pretty, but it works. There we go. We're getting power. We can do this. So 3 square meals a day. Let's call it 4 per day. Do until you have 8, 10. Round up. 10 meals. Let's harvest these. For the time being, I know that we don't have enough food, so let's do that. Expand our growing operation here to include that. Let's buff this out a little bit. This will be growing rice. Now rice grows as fast as corn, and under certain circumstances actually has a higher yield over a certain period of time than corn. But rice, eaten raw, is disgusting. At least as far as the game is concerned, and you know, it's hard to disagree with that. Corn is easier to eat raw than rice. That is damn sure. Now, I really wish Queenie could fight. Because it would make that a lot less stressful. Rinnik? Another pyromaniac. Jesus Christ. And they're naked, huh? Right, nothing to strip from them. They're also 78 years old, so they're old and dying anyway. So, keep working on that graveyard. Excellent. This is a cute little starting house. It's quickly gonna get overcrowded. Gonna have to think about restructuring bedrooms and stuff like that. For the time being, I think what that looks like is this. Put a door through there. So you typically want your bedroom to be in a separate area from everything else, because people are loud when running through. It'll disrupt people's sleep. But more than that, when a raid is created by the game, when people come to attack you, they will focus on trying to get at the beds. It's typically the target that the game picks. Now, sometimes they pick some other targets as well, but when they spawn what sappers go for, at least sappers who will tear through your defenses walls, they go for where the beds are located. So if you intentionally place the beds at the center of your base and line defenses around that, they won't just be coming in through an outer wall if you plan accordingly. Now, that might be outdated knowledge, but I'm fairly sure that it still works that way. If it doesn't, well, I'm a liar and you shouldn't listen to me. But if it does, you know, I'm smart and I know what I'm talking about. Cutting down all these trees should probably be more than enough to get what we want done. We're doing okay on meals. You're gonna get buried today. Hunting is another way to get food. Hunting is desirable over gathering, over farming, in a couple respects. When you butcher something, you also get hide. Hide can be used to make clothing and can be very good. Oh god. More than that, though, it trains your shooting ability, or your melee ability, depending on how you go about hunting, and it's one of the only ways to do that outside of actually going out and fighting people. Hence, why I am targeting this turkey to be hunted. It's to make our one person, with our one gun, better at shooting. And you can see how poorly they're shooting this turkey. They need the practice. I'm not gonna go overkill with it, because we don't really need that much food, but we do need a sustainable amount. Thrumbos. Thrumbos are really cool. They have expensive horns, their wool is really valuable, they eat a lot, they're very hard to tame and kill. They're very good pets if you can tame them. They're very good targets of opportunities. I generally build a freezer for human corpses, my animals who don't eat grass. Smart. Yeah. It really is a hallmark of the Rimworld community, and this is something I just love about it. That cannibalism is very effective and very efficient in this game, right? Like, you don't really have an infinite supply of much. You do of random animals, but raiders you have more or less an infinite supply of. So if you can turn that infinite thing supply into an infinite food supply, you're good to go. So if you have colonists who have traits like psychopath, which we don't have, they be pretty happy about eating other people. Now, we have had a psychopath. But if I were going to do that, I would have intentionally started this person. Or, you know, I could just let them get used to it, right? And weed out the weak by seeing who eats people and who don't. Who don't? Who doesn't? Yeah, don't is correct there, grammatically. Yeah, these beds are all awful, probably. No, there's a normal one in there. There's a couple normal ones in there. This is an AI behavior I don't understand. So, this where it says shoddy or normal or awful tells you how good of a quality the thing is. I would assume that the AI, when looking for a bed, would look for what bed is closest to me, probably is the highest priority, and what beds are closest to me and are of the highest quality is the second one, right? Like, this bed is like, let's say, a couple meters further away or 5 feet further away, but it's better. Why would you pick the worst bed? I don't know. We're gonna tear down the shitty beds and keep rebuilding them over and over and over as a way to raise our construction ability to make it so that we can actually build these solar panels and that we'll be able to build these other construction projects faster. Now, wooden walls are terrible. Just terrible. They burn very easily, very quickly, and the fire spread like, like mad. So we want to transition away from this into using stone walls. Granite, particularly. Marble is prettier, but granite is better. Well, thanks for following, Dog Shirt Off. Streamlabs is being a little slow right now, but Moobot's on it. And watch Streamlabs charm in here in like 5 seconds. Alright, let's get this. Boost that up. This doesn't count as under mountain. There it is. This doesn't count as under mountain. Now, I don't really want to... It'll be fine to mine that out. I'm being paranoid. The reason I'm being paranoid is if you build underneath mountains, you can get things called hives. Hives are insect colonies that like living in deep, dark places. Your base, should it be one of these deep, dark places, will be rapidly overrun. Streamlabs is always slow because Moobot is watching in chat and Moobot can tell immediately when it happens. Streamlabs goes from it every few minutes or on a regular interval it pings or it checks Twitch's site and then does the announcement off of that, I think. I don't know. I'd have to look into it, but that's why we double up. That's why you get both Moobot and Streamlabs going at the same time. That way if one breaks, you always have the other. I was just saying how I didn't want to mine this. Now, here we are, mining it. I want more space, more than anything else. Let's find more birds to kill. I like killing birds. I like going after birds because generally they don't fight back when you shoot them, which is an awful thing to say. Turkeys in particular are great because they are just very willing victims. Buffaloes have a lot of meat on them, but I would much rather tame these than kill them. Also, they can retaliate and be very, very difficult to kill. Bright green plants that have grape-looking things. Well, that seems like an accurate description. I think you're describing a berry bush. Like these bushes? Raspberry bushes? Are you describing these are what you were describing? This looks like a grape. Yeah, so this is heel root. Heel root is how you get DIY medicine, basically. Cheap medicine. You grow that, you harvest that, you then slowly transition into... Right, I didn't build this here because there's rich soil. Never understood how a rabbit or turtle can kill something. Yeah. So, rabbits and turtles can actually fight back. if you hunt them, and if you're very unlucky, they can kill your colonists. Really, anything can. Yeah, it's it's a little weird. Now, what I am going to use all this new space for is a refrigerator. A refrigerator makes meat last longer so it won't spoil in a day. It'll make prepared meals last longer, stuff like that. Turtles are ridiculously tough in this game. It's pretty unreasonable. They're small and hard to hit, and turtles have shells which the game dev has decided makes them, even when you do hit them, hard to kill. Yeah, badass turtles. I was very confused when I went to hunt my first turtle playing Rimworld for the first time, and they just, like, would not die. Okay, yeah, but this rat's gotta go, man. Maybe don't shoot the battery, though? Ooh, the trader. So caravans will, if you're lucky, regularly show up at your colony. Oh, who's mad? Snappy is mad because the interior is too pretty? What are you mad about? You lack a bionics body part. It's a hideous environment, it's hot, you're joy deprived, it's an awful barracks, you slept without a table, you're in darkness. It's not good. I grant you that. Sweeney, how sociable are you? Oh, not at all. So Snappy, although you are not a sociable person and you are not happy right now, you're the one who's gonna have to trade. Make the turtle the leader of your colony. That's the spirit. I don't want to buy any of the clothing. We can make our own clothing. Components might be kind of nice, but again, we can make our own. This is me. Is that me buying beer? Is that me selling beer? Steel I have... Here. Rat leather. Selling. Yeah. Sell. Turkey leather, keep it, because I have a lot of it. Famous 8 without a table. Yeah, it will break people more than anything else. Here, you can have that. Give me a tiny bit of silver. It's important to give your people livable conditions. Sweeney's probably loving this shit, aren't you? Optimist. No? Hideous environment. What? Very ugly environment. But you're aesthetic. Huh, okay, they no longer love ugliness. They just don't want to have opulence. It's a fair change. I think we just make this whole thing our freezer. It's a big freezer, but it's good to do. Let's put that there. Yeah. That'll help free up the food in here. At the same time, let's make... Oh yeah, you can make tiny tables now. They're awesome. Especially when you're early on like this, tiny tables save a lot of space and a lot of headache. Chocolate would make them happy. Yep, you're not wrong. Chocolate has a mood bonus, or a mood buff. But our villagers, or our colonists are just gonna have to tough it out. I'm a most benevolent leader. They're fine. They need a joy source. They do need a joy source. An excellent joy source is horseshoe pins. Horseshoe pins are really good because it's one of the other ways you can develop a character's shooting ability. They get better at shooting because, you know, it develops hand-eye coordination to play that game, right? I mean, arguably. And it keeps them happy. So it keeps them happy and it makes them better at fighting. It's really well worth your time. Now, these chairs are going to be poor and awful, respectively, but better than no chair at all. We're going to set up a cooler in here. So this has an intake and an output, or outtake. In and out vent. one side will make a room hotter, one side will make a room cooler. So this takes all the hot air from here and puts it out here. We're gonna build this. No, not the bear in the freezer. Well, hey, if the bear is in the freezer, we can just kill it. Yeah, get out of here. I really want to tame the bear. I do not want to kill the bear. I would want to tame the bear. Bears are fucking amazing. Amazing. So, you want food and stuff like that to be frozen, right? So, target temperature should be -10 degrees Celsius, maybe even -20 if it's really hot out. The reason you set it so low and not just at freezing is so that food will always be frozen. It will never get a chance to thaw out. Why? Oh, because my mouse is being derpy today, that's why. So stockpile this, put it in a dumping stockpile out here. This, you place the hot cold vent so that it heats other part of your house. Yeah, but you can also build things that are just heaters that will just heat up other areas. Typically, you can add vents in between rooms to try to keep the entire thing the same temperature, which we might end up wanting to do once we get some centralized cooling in here. You don't only have to use coolers for freezers, but the freezer's going to lower the ambient temperature of your entire base or house anyway, so it's worth doing. It's worth starting with that. We're going to set this for food only. We're going to make it preferred, so I would rather have food in this stockpile than in this stockpile. I would rather keep plant matter in here? Not really. Yeah, I don't care about plant matter. Just food, no rotten food. You can have animal corpses and human-like corpses, I suppose. Your colonists get a mood debuff every time they see a corpse. Yeah. Yeah, it heats a ton if you do it correctly, or it cools a ton, depending on what you want. Cool, so now we're not going to have to go out and hunt every day. I mean, we're going to need to because we're kind of low on food and everything else, but we're good. I'm going to say harvest this stuff. Now, we don't need it yet, but we will need it, and when we need it, we'll need it in fairly large supply. How good at handling are you? You're both terrible at handling. Okay, I won't try to tame the bear. God, I want to tame the bear. Raising that skill can be pretty annoying. You have to go tame a bunch of small animals you don't care about, slowly getting better and better at animal handling until you can finally get something cool. Nope, there's no downside to freezing food. Just that it centralizes where your food is, and that might not be desirable. Wow, right now it's 35 degrees outside. That's pretty fucking hot. You're leaving. We just got a heat wave. So, heat wave in the spring? Oh god. This is what I was talking about, why you might want to build another cooler. I'm gonna put this in here. Run the power cable all the way down here. I don't want to be cooling this room because although it is central, there's a lot of going in and out here. Going to go into temperature, put a vent here. That'll let air move back and forth. Now, I'm gonna need a solar panel really fucking soon. I don't think I have enough steel to do all this, and build a solar panel. So, even though it's abysmally hot outside, we need more steel. Luckily, the reason I picked a site with a road on it is these things, these old concrete barriers and destroyed lampposts, can be deconstructed, and their steel can be used for something else. Yeah, 45 Celsius, 30 Celsius. So I can, for your sake and my sake, switch it over to Fahrenheit. It's 110 degrees outside. Real fucking hot. And that's at 4 in the morning. 5 in the morning. And here we're barely keeping it 45 degrees inside of the freezer. That's why it's like a pretty big deal to get this done. Snappy. Snappy. It's 113 outside. The love of God. No. Sweeney, Alright. Alright. Instruct is a higher priority than anything else right now. Oh, finish that. Yes. Now finish this, please. You gonna die. Yeah. It's 125 outside. We're finally starting to cool down things inside. It's only 100 degrees inside. It's still pretty abysmal, right? That's why I was saying it's such a high priority to get this done. Normally, make some turtle raspberry ice cream. Honestly, the best thing to do on hot days in Rimworld is once you get the heaters or the heater coolers set up, stay inside. Just stay inside. But I also don't have an additional power source, and I'm worried about this running down my power too much, so yeah, it's only 88 degrees in here. Oh, you poor bastards. Let's set up something for you to do. Now, I was talking about us needing new walls. The way that we can start working on new walls is through a stonecutter table. A stonecutter's table lets us cut stone chunks like these into stone blocks, which can be used for building, we can be used. All right, Alex. This, I only want granite and I only want marble. I'm going to want to start out with a fairly small amount, probably just 100 of each. Eventually, we will get to the point where I'll want a lot of this laying around at any given time. Jesus, it's 135 degrees at nighttime. That is absurd. And this is set for... Oh. Set this for just 0 degrees Fahrenheit. Set this for 70, I guess. Yeah, no, it's actually not horrible inside. Not frozen, though. Very important to realize when you're not freezing your food because it's not keeping. If it's not keeping, you are getting fucked. Not in a good way. Not consensually. You're having a bad time. Let's tear all those down. Now, there are other ways to get steel. Maybe even easier ways to get steel. But that's one of the perks of playing on a map with a road in it. Because you can do that. Now, I'm going to... I know all of this stuff. Thank you, game. Kind of you, game. You'll notice that our rice crop finished before the corn, which is its real appeal. Rice grows very quickly. Corn takes longer, but has really big harvests when it is ready. Now, you can also grow other food like potatoes, which just kind of average. You can grow strawberries, which don't need to be cooked because strawberries are just delicious on their own. Corn doesn't need to be cooked either. Now, I have never eaten raw corn. I have no real desire to. But you can do it, and it's not terrible. Yeah, you never understood why wooden floors don't give a beauty bonus. It's probably a game balance thing. I think they should, honestly. They are pretty, but... yeah. The game can be a little odd. Wait, are these on? Yeah, they are. Having to get all new steel to start work on this. See, apparently raw corn is good. I've never had it. The core says it is. Don't fuck it up, Snappy. Well, now the heat wave is over and this is less important, but there we go. Now we have a solar panel. Solar panels are really, really good. Kind of creamy, but also refreshing. That's strange to hear. That's not what I would imagine. Now, they have been complaining about how ugly their living conditions are. And I don't disagree with them. Their living conditions are kind of horrendous. So I'm setting up orders for them to put marble tiles all over the place. The best kind of flooring you can get. Interior. It's very pretty. You walk faster on tiles than you do on grass or anything else. Well, don't know how necessary it is. Now, I want to tame the muffalo, but on a failed taming attempt, they can attack. I want to tame a bear, but again, if they will, well, that's the wrong button even for taming. They have, wow, 1.8. They're 6 times more likely to attack you in a failed taming attempt. But grizzly bears are just like better dogs. Oh, speaking of dogs, that's how we can get our handling better. Teach that dog to haul. Then it can actually be doing something besides just eating all my food. So first you have to train it to be obedient, follow orders. Oh yeah, it and Snappy have formed a bond. So this makes Snappy happier when the dog is around. If the dog gets hurt, they will be more angry. Yeah. If we teach the dog to haul, it'll go carry stuff for us. Mostly little things. And you can't directly tell it to go haul things, but it's worthwhile. Not early on, particularly, but later on, when you need a lot of stuff moved, it can be incredibly helpful to have a whole pack of Labradors or Huskies or Bears or whatever going and moving stuff for you. Now, this poor dog's being fed raw rice. Now this is a cool thing. Remember how we had Snappy just running around by herself before? Well, now her loyal dog is following her around to protect her against this rabid raccoon. Or whatever else it might have been. That an animal skeleton in the tree. It's probably not in the tree, it's probably by the tree. Sometimes things stack weirdly like this. It's so that if this were an item on the ground that were actually important, the tree wouldn't hide it and be really infuriating. It may not seem like the best use of our time to be laying down the marble tile, and honestly that's a fair point, but it's building their construction skill up, and yeah, that is something I would like. Yeah, this is the research tree. These are different technologies we can get. Yeah, we do start out with gun turrets, which is very good. Gun turrets are insanely helpful for defending your base. But until we get granite walls, I'm not really interested. Not to be dismissive, it's just they're real good. Let's just jump this up to 500. I'm like, only 100. 500 of it. Marble tiles seem like a comically large step up from dirt hut. Yeah, but like if you're gonna upgrade, go all the way. Why go to wood and then carpet and then tile? Just go straight to tile. I know that's not practical, real world advice, but if you can, why don't you? So Sweeney's running around not doing anything, which is making me feel like they need something to do, so I'm going to build... what they need to do is need to be going out and getting us more steel, apparently, because we are really low on steel. More importantly, and more critically, we're low on components. Components are used in building tools. Like workbenches, like machine gun turrets, like solar panels, really anything more advanced than like a slab of metal. So we're getting a bunch of slabs of metal right now by Snappy running around, and hopefully our lovely doggo will be picking up some of this. Oh! Yes. Alpha. Please don't be terrible. You're super immune. Whoa, this is new. Naturally powerful immune system. Cool, careful shooter. Shoots more accurately, but more slowly. Yeah, we'll get there. Yeah, we'll get there. Taking a look at how long we have left. So we only have about 15 minutes. I would like to return to this, so I'm not gonna completely screw us over here. Alpha, yeah, get the fuck out of here. Alpha can fight, however. Now, this raid is probably more than one person. No, it's just another person with a stick. Great. Alpha, go get a stick. Steel club is hardly a stick, but you go defend yourself, apparently. Snappy, where the fuck are you at? Oh, you're on your way. I mean, you just... Oh, not caring. Okay, go rescue our newfound person. Rip this person. Are you worth trying to hire? You're 61. But you're not in that bad of condition. You're a fast walker, which is amazing. Jealous is awful. Teetotaler doesn't really matter because we don't have drugs anyway. You're kind of worth saving. How hard would you be to recruit? Huh. Tell you what, dude. If I can set up a quick prison cell, and it's not looking like I'll be able to, then I will save you. But if that prison cell isn't done by the time you bleed out, there's nothing I can do for you. And I can tell them to cut down these trees, but the reason I'm making... He's good in taming. Oh, is he? Yeah, he's actually pretty good at taming. How long do you have to wait? 10 hours? It's not... nothing. Ah, no, this isn't getting done. Huh. That's really weird. I'm amazed that Fable 3 doesn't work. Ooh, they have a gun! Ah, excellent. Okay, we're not going to free our man on the ground there. But this new person has a gun. And yeah, it's a little intimidating that they're running at us with a gun, but our gun is better, our shooter's probably better, and more importantly, I want that gun, so I'm not that afraid. I know there must be a way to get Fable 3 to work, because I've seen people on the Fable subreddit talking about it, but I'd have to troubleshoot it for myself. Easy, easy. Alright. I was gonna say, it might be nice to recruit them. Nope. Go get that gun. Build another grave, and I think Isamu... Alright, Snappy. Prioritize building that. Sweeney. Prioritize cutting that. They're not going to be happy that I'm making them stay up in the middle of the night to build a prison cell, but, you know, you can't always get what you want. Nah, but, like, build the friggin' prison cell. They might not have enough time. 7 hours. Snappy, for the love of God. Hurry the fuck. Oh, okay, this is for prisoners. Go capture them. Prioritize tending to them. And we're using heal root here. We're using the worst healing material we have because it's not one of us, but it'll live. So he's gonna get... We're gonna try to recruit him. He gets food. He gets basic medicine. Am I misgendering him? No, Isamu is male. Oh my god. With shift you can now give multiple orders? What? No! No, really? Okay, very cool. Very cool, I'm into it. Definitely don't just leave that in the doorway. You can walk out. Well, yeah, I'm gonna have to look at what new features have been implemented. I am happy to hear that, because it used to be pretty annoying to do what I was doing just there. Give me your pants. Prisoners don't get pants. Unhappy nudity. Yeah. Experiencing acute pain, very cramped interior, naked, imprisoned, it's hot, it's an awful prison cell, they slept on the ground and they saw a corpse. Having the best day. Not the best time in the world, but it is what it is. Oh, that's so much brighter. No. Go away, bright screen. There we go. Nice to have eyes. Yeah, if we could recruit them, I would be very happy. What I should be doing is getting our electric stove up to, like, 20 meals a day. We're feeding 4 people, so actually 15 is plenty. 3 meals a day per person. They don't actually eat that much, but that's how I like to estimate it. How long is it going to take? You're fairly difficult to recruit, but we'll get there. Let's find some more turkeys. And we're okay on food, but particularly with this new gentleman who is an empty mouth to feed, or just another mouth to feed, we're going to need to be a little picky. Oh my god, you're terrible at everything. Just everything. Okay. This biome is a temperate forest. Surprise, it's 107 degrees but not deserty. Looks a lot like Eastern Washington. Yeah, it's kind of weird that it's so hot here, but it's still a temperate forest. I'm surprised. Well, no, I'm not. Georgia can be a lot like this. Alabama, Florida, parts of Florida. I wouldn't call much of Florida temperate, but parts of Florida can be like this. Indiana, even sometimes during the summer, can get real fucking hot. I mean, yeah, actually, this looks fairly accurate for, like, Midwest summer. Yeah, 107 degrees. I mean, it's a hot week out of the year, but the hottest week of the year is typically around 100 in the Midwest, at least. If not hotter. And it's not like Arizona 100, it's much worse. Now, I'd like to expand this a little bit because we're starting to look pretty freaking cramped here. Now, I'm gonna start doing it with granite blocks and granite doors. And we can mine this away. Ooh, cargo pods. Cargo pods didn't used to crash and didn't used to be so explosive. They're pretty cool now. Just some milk crashed down to Earth. Well, this isn't Earth, but crashed down to the planet. Yeah, as very normal stuff. Just a bucket of milk. Is that really it? No. Sandstone blocks. I don't really care to use these. Wait a minute. If the milk wasn't related to that, where the hell did the milk come from? What? Don't question it. Just don't question it. Just accept it. Don't question it. Short-faced bear. Short-faced bear would be... How smart are you? Intelligence, intelligence, intelligence. Advanced. Ooh, goddamn, I would love to get this thing. It's just a bigger bear. Mystery milk. Yeah, but it's food, so I'm not questioning the mystery milk. I'm accepting it. Not turning our nose up to it. Though perhaps we should, given that I don't know what the fuck it came from. We actually have deer. Deer are fairly easy to hunt, though they have a chance of all going rogue on you in a bird mentality kind of deal. Wow, alright, this was a lot of milk. It was like 20 gallons of milk. Thing is, they're only carrying one at a time. How are you doing? Are you starving? God damn it. This is why we can't have nice things. This is why building things out of wood is awful. So we had ZIT happen. ZIT is an event that happens when you have batteries hooked up to your power net, or power grid. It causes a short. The more energy you have stored, the bigger the explosion, the bigger the explosion, the bigger the fire. It's not that big of a deal. This is kind of a big deal. Sweeney can't fight fires. God, Sweeney, why did I keep you? And that destroyed our solar panel. I hate wood. Oh, lesson to self, Alex. Keep it further away from the wall. Rimworld. Identical blueprint already here. Yeah. Yep. Oh! Great, there's an eclipse. No one eclipsed me. No! No! You're supposed to be friends! God damn it. Alright, well don't forbid that, because there's a lot of food in that muffalo. The eclipse means, even if we do, when we do rebuild this solar generator, it won't mean a damn thing. I want the bear to not hunt down the muffalo because I want to tame both the muffalo and the bear. You can go kill squirrels and boar and deer, but not the thing I want. Oh well. Alpha, what are you doing? Hunting. Yeah, Sweeney, what are you doing? Farming. Cool. Snappy, what are you cooking? So I think we have our food situation pretty much controlled here. I wanted to just build up a small reserve, so I wouldn't have to worry too much about spontaneously running out of food. Alpha, are you very persuasive? Or are you just... you're not very persuasive at all. Snappy's better. Sweeney is just... not great. Sweeney just picked and ate raw rice. If we go look at Sweeney, Sweeney's not going to... Sweeney's going to die. I don't know where Sweeney got Luciferium, but Sweeney is going to die. Luciferium is a drug that, can bring someone effectively back from the dead. Well, good thing I don't like Sweeney. Otherwise, this would be really sad. This is why we say no drugs. Because they must have found Luciferium on one of the bodies. It makes you much more efficient at working. It makes you better, faster, stronger, healthier in every way, but you become medically dependent on getting more of this drug. If you don't get it, your body necrotizes and falls apart. So Sweeney's not going to be with us for much longer. Whoops. I'm just gonna go ahead and plop this down for you, Sweeney. If you could build that for me, dig your own grave, I would be delighted. Foggy, 80 degrees outside. To pick a hell of a hot place to live. I'm surprised and pleased that the wind turbine's been holding up fairly well for the battery. I mean, it's foggy right now, so not the most windy weather, but I was sort of expecting us to just get screwed. Why are you not building this? Steel? I have enough. Components? I have enough. So just building isn't a high enough priority for you right now? Fair enough. Same reason this isn't getting done, same reason you're focusing on this and this. It'll get there. Snappy did dig Sweeney's grave. Sorry, Sweeney, but you don't do weird drugs, man. Don't do unidentified substances. That's how you end up like Sweeney. That's the way old Sweeney went. Well, Sweeney hasn't been a useless contribution to our colony. They've built stuff. They've farmed a little. They've kept us company. And they'll be dearly missed. Not so dearly missed. I mean, they're aesthetic, which I hate. They're an optimist, which is great. Psychically dull, which is pretty good, but they can't do anything violent. They're incapable of caring. They aren't good at being social with other folks. They're not amazing. I'm gonna lay down that I want more marble in here and there. Now this is getting higher. It's only 3% chance, but it's getting there. Slowly increasing. Give them some clothes or something? You feel bad? Yeah. Well, we actually need clothes for all of our colonists pretty soon. A beautiful aurora is lighting up the sky. This is new. The undulating colors will boost the mood of anyone outside to see them and make the night brighter. Not bright enough to make the solar generator work, unfortunately, but that's cool. Cool idea, event. Event idea. We were... Oh, the whole reason that I went and got more metal was so that we could start producing clothing. Build a couple of dining chairs for people to sit in while they work. Now, it's going to require that we continue hunting, but it's an option. Hey, traders. If I could sell squirrel self-tamed. God, this bullshit has started. So, animals will, occasionally, as good events, self-tame. Sometimes it's a bear, and it's fucking awesome. Sometimes it's a buffalo, and it's really cool. Sometimes it's a squirrel. And when it's a squirrel, that obligates us to create a new animal area. An animal area is an area where animals can go. Typically, you want to restrict this to a pretty small area, mostly to keep animals safe, or just specifically not to get. Yeah, let's clear all this. You want them to be safe, or in a specific area so they attack people before people attack you, stuff like that. What I like to do is just create a big old zone of I don't really care so long as you're not inside, because if they're inside, they're getting the forest dirty and they're eating my food. A squirrel is not worth feeding. That's horrible to say, but it doesn't serve us any benefit whatsoever to keep it alive, so I'm not feeding it, but it can hang out. You can chill with us, but you're not one of the crew. That sort of deal. Now these people are passing by, but they don't look like they want to trade. Not unless your leader is like real slow. No, they're just visiting. Squirrel 1 is being attacked by Red Fox. See, this is the entire point of why I said it's not worth it. Oh no, it's dead. No, not yet. There it goes. We have that squirrel for all of a day. That squirrel gonna save your life someday. Just wait and see. Yep. It sure did. Gonna save our life by being food. That squirrel did not last long at all. Gonna butcher that food now. Excellent. We need more wood to build that new construction bench and to build the dining chairs and just generally. So we'll start chopping down all these trees. We'll then use those wood pieces to build what I have queued up to build. And now we have a tailoring bench. This, I want cowboy hats. I want pants. I want button-down shirts. I want dusters. Don't need bowler hats. Don't need tribal headdress. This is new. Go squirrel, gonna save your life. We got pants, button-down shirt. Duster go on top of that. Pants, hat. Yeah, that's everything. So, I'm doing these things because they make you more tolerant of the heat. And apparently that's something we're gonna need. I'm gonna want 2 of each. Now 2 of each means just 2 sitting in our stockpile at any given time. That means everybody will be wearing something, plus we'll have a couple left over to trade or sell or give to new people. Oh, we'll fruit you eventually, Isamu. Not today. Probably not tomorrow. But eventually. We'll get there. Alright. Cancel all these. Get back to making... Go back to making rocks. Now we are pretty much at the end of our stream for today. And there's not going to be a cohesive endpoint for Rimworld, as it's one of those games that really excels in the just one more day, just 5 more minutes things. I'd say we should wait until Sweeney dies, but hard to tell when this is going to happen. I forget how long this lasts. So for now, I'm going to save this one dumb. No, okay. Snappies. That's a happier name. Let's name it Snappies. Alright, we're saved. So, YouTube. This might become a recurring thing. Might not. It probably will. So, until next time, Toodaloo.